Politricks watch. This is Sir P. Now, today I'm going to be going into some more details that recently come out about the car accident that happened in Hanover where 387s lose them life. It happened Sunday, June 5th. I'm already telling you how for 87s them. Now, oftentimes, Jamaicans are driving on the road and when the car are coming opposite direction, right, say a motorist that come what do a decent speed, they often flash each other. They're going to show you how that flashing thing end up lead to the car accident and a couple of tourists almost lose them life too. This would have been a major PR disaster for the JTB and Jamaica as a whole. But before we go any further, I want to send a special Patreon birthday shout out to none other than Coolface, alright, long time supporter on Patreon. So Coolface coming straight out of Pennsylvania in our Uncle Sam place. You don't know we have PIA and Patreon subscribe from all over the world. Matter for the only continent I've never had nobody contact me from and say, what they say them there is Antarctica. So Coolface, you don't know, have a great day, enjoy yourself. Remember, when all is said and done, are those memories we have, and those are the things that really stick with you. Also on car and anything they're nice, of course, but our memories, people, family, that's what really matter. So big up yourself, Team Coolface. We can move into the video. So Sunday, June 5th, 387s are traveling in our car, right, a Nissan Latio. Right. They were heading towards Lucy from St. James. Now, after them reach a place what they call Mosquito Cove, they were about to drive straight into a police roadblock or a police checkpoint. Witnesses suddenly realized the car carrying the 87s them make a sharp U-turn and the man them speed off in opposite direction. What happened? Them see flash. People flash headlights at them. Now, you know this guy already. When people up on the highway, they often flash each other. People do it with the intention of preventing motorists from getting speeding tickets. But now times are so spooky that the car where you flash might be carrying 387s. He might be carrying somebody like Lazarus. You see, one of the men them in the car, Courtney Lazarus, he was actually out on bail. He was facing charges of murder and shooting with intent. But not just any shooting. You know who him shoot after? Police. So murder and shooting after police, him get locked up, then him get bail. He was supposed to return to court January 11th, 2023. So ended up whole heap of time left a road before him even see back another courthouse for here I go on with film case. But in the process, you know it got ready. Back to the madness. The other youth them in the car, Javed Reed and Jermaine Scott. And Moby youth them, even though them lose them life in a Hanover, and Moby 87s them. So now, them a speed to try to get away from the checkpoint where them almost drive into. At first, they must have been thinking to themselves, we're lucky. The motorists them flashing lights off of them prevented them from driving straight into the police roadblock. So them probably even there laugh. And they say, look how we get away. Hurry up and step into the car belly there. Right. Carry it up to 120. Go on to 130. We're lucky today, man. Today is our day. But it turned out it wasn't their day. Because in the process of trying to film a real life Hollywood scene in some kind of car getaway, the man them ended up go crash in a one Juta. One of the small Juta bus them, where you know we carry tourists from place to place. All 387s lose their life. Lazarus escaped other 87s. He was continuously escaping the justice system. Well, car accident take him out. From lucky to salt in a matter of minutes. A matter of fact, talking about salt, this name Salt Spring turns out to be true for some of them 87 years because enough of them really salt. But by the time police and firemen turn up on the scene, I try to cut them out of the car because they mash up bad. Right, you know that guy already. While them did I try bend iron and I cut through iron, them realize the man them did a travel with 2 black and chrome firearms. One of them was a black and chrome Browning, and the next one was a black and chrome Barrister firearm. 87s them, that travel strap. Who knows what they were about to do, or who knows what them just do. Now, there are a number of reasons why them want to run it from the checkpoint. You see, Lazarus, one of his bail conditions was that he should avoid certain areas, and of them very area they did that come from. But think about it. You think 87's business about bail conditions? I mean, criminals don't care about laws already. So when you go tell man say, may I give you bail enough, but stay out of Salt Spring, stay out of Mobile. What do you think he might do? Sure, at first he might go lay low. But then he may say, well, I'm not go back a code till January 2023. I'm going to link the man them run this. How is the police keeping track of these geographic restrictions when they put on 87s? Don't go yasso, don't go yasso. Them can't do it. It's not like in some foreign countries where them wear the tracking thing on them foot. Police no know where man they. The only way them know say 87 like Lazarus, right, gone back in the community, is if somebody call them and tell them. And that rarely happens. Right. So when you tell man about don't go yasso and don't go yasso, right, where you going to walk back at them every day for no say they're not actually going into these communities. So him violate the bail condition by being in a mobile already, because a mobile them come from. But then they also have the firearms in the car them. So you see why them never want to go back up into the police. And you know what's interesting? If then they drive going to the police checkpoint and police stop them and pull them over, search them, find illegal gun them would probably go jail, get bail, touch back road and go back in the streets. But by turning around and trying to escape and trying to shoot them on a movie in a real life, they end up dead. So the flash of them get flashed at first, aid and abet them to get away from the police. But then, you know it gone already. You can only run from hostility for so long. The man them run go straight into them dead. And the spooky thing is, this 87's name is Lazarus. And if you know the biblical reference, Lazarus did raise from the dead in about 4 days. So this happened on the 5th of June, 4 days gone already. So that means Lazarus will not be raising from the dead. Because it would have been real interesting if we make the video the day after him dead, and then next thing you know, on the 4th day, Lazarus go come back, right, and go up on IG and start telling me say, if you go suck my mother, right, and stop bad mind me, see that, go back from dead, nothing can hold me down, not even dirt, and start do dirt bunks to celebrate. That would have been interesting. That would have been a video. But he hasn't risen from the dead. 4 days past now. From lucky to sad in a matter of minutes. Now, I tell them say them crashing on one Juta bus. We could talk about that. The Jamaica Tourist Board, Ed Bartlett, Jamaica as a whole, would have faced some major PR consequences if them tourists there did lose them life. I tell them they say 87's no trouble tourists. As bad as them want to be. When time when you hear say tourists get caught up in certain situations, you have to dig deeper. What them lad do? Or in going to a hotel with man, I try buy rear end. Or him link man but him want a special type of herbs. Him don't want a regular herbs, him want a special type of herbs. So make man carry him go in a bush to show him things, and next thing you know, all kind of things go on. But tourists walking around Jamaica, walking around Mobile, 87's left them alone. But you see if them tourists there in the Juta bus, it lose them life, and then it go broke on foreign news. 3 Americans die after 87's trying to escape police crashing at them. It would have been PR disaster. Them headlines there would have make politicians have nightmares, because tourism is Jamaica's golden child. And if 87's did ever do anything to jeopardize the golden child, who would have see who are really bad man in Jamaica. You soon have to realize now, it's all about numbers. Every time we hear say Jamaica continuously break the record for the amount of tourists visiting Jamaica. We say 2 million, then we say 2.5 million, then we say 3 million, the numbers are go up. So that shows say, as it stands, Jamaica's murder rate is not deterring tourists because they're not hearing any stories of things happening to them when time them stay out of the acidity. You see, tourists abroad are not hearing any stories about regular tourists just mind them business getting caught up in Jamaica's violence. Them not hear that. So there's no reason for them get deterred. When time them land at Jamaica, them go to them vehicle, carry them to them hotel, them eat them jerk chicken, them drink them rum, them lie down and get them tan, and then go back to them yard. So that is why, no matter what Uncle Sam wants to say, when he put out travel advisory and said don't travel to Jamaica, people don't listen. Because they have enough experience to know say they are not affected. Most people, them travel to Jamaica over and over. Some of them know these hotel staff like a them family. Some of them know the juta driver them and the man them a shuttle them back and forth like say a them own family. Them know them on a first name basis. Sometimes them carry all things to give them pitney. That's how often them travel to Jamaica. Them know them very well and them realize that they are not directly affected by Jamaica's murder problem. So when time they go back and them watch the news and them hear Uncle Sam say, don't go to Jamaica, don't go to St. James, them kiss them teeth. They're like, you don't know what you're talking about. But if they suddenly start to get caught up in the murder situation and the badness start to affect them, then now it becomes a word of mouth. You got hear say, Gwyneth, stay away from Jamaica. Billy Joe, stay away from Jamaica. And that is not going to come from the US government. That is going to come from the actual tourists. Because that's how people make decisions. Them ask them friend, what is Jamaica like for other tourists? And them say, oh, Jamaica airy man. No problem man, the food is good, people are friendly, that's what they hear. And if the numbers start go 2.5 million visitors, down to 2 million visitors, down to 1.5 million visitors, and them realize say, tourists now wanna go Jamaica because them here say 5, 10, 15 get caught up in a murder, we're not gonna see how tough some of these gangs are, and we're gonna see how much longer they exist for. So this time, the JTB and Jamaica's PR team dodged a bullet. Anyway, HR Squad, big up on yourself. PIA, you don't know, more life. Ultra Squad, stay circling. Bless.